expand your empire, and choose your path to your future by building the right buildings or recycle them for parts. This is It's a Wonderful World. What is it about?
In this video, we will show you a preview for this game, and if you stay tuned till the end, you can decide whether or not this game is for you. Coming up. Hi, it's Tarrant.
And Stella from Meeple University, bringing you a variety of quality board game videos.
In this video, we're going to show you a Kickstarter preview for It's a Wonderful World, a game from Frédéric Gérard and published by La Boîte de Jeux.
Let's get to the table.
To be released in 2019 via Kickstarter, It's a Wonderful World is a card drafting game designed by Frédéric Gérard and published by La Boîte de Jeux. The game plays 2 to 5 players competitively with a solo mode. It plays in about 30 to 60 minutes and is of light to medium complexity. In this video, we're showing you a prototype copy of the game, so the art, rules and components may not be final. In It's a Wonderful World, players control and build up their own empires in a futuristic dystopian society, trying to earn the most victory points from what they've produced. The game is controlled by a card draft. In each round, players draw cards, draft one into their drafted cards area, and then hand the rest to a neighbour until they've gained 7 cards into their draft area. Then, players will try to build the cards. The cost to build a card is shown in the top left corner. The resources and points that are generated by that building are shown along the bottom stripe. And the single resource cube that can be gained by discarding this card without building it is shown in the bottom right. As such, early in the game when a player's production is limited, players will need to discard a lot of their drafted cards in order to get the resources they need to build those early buildings. But as a player's production grows, he or she will be able to build a higher proportion of his or her drafted cards. Then follows the production phase, in which players receive their production based on what they've built, with this phase resolved in a specific order from left to right, starting with materials, then energy, then science, and so on. The resources gained in this step can be immediately used to start constructing buildings, and any buildings successfully constructed in an early part of production become available to give their production in the later phases. Therefore, it is to a player's advantage to attempt to chain together a sequence of buildings which produces progressively more resources in a single round. Players also gain a direct benefit for specialising in resource types, as whichever player holds a clear majority in a specific type of production gains either a financier or a general token, depending on the resource. This will score at least 1 point at the end of the game. Resources cannot easily be stored from round to round, with any leftover resources cashed in at a 5-to-1 ratio for the wild red cube, and all others discarded. So players should ideally draft enough construction cards to house their full production capability, or they'll face wastage. Gaining production is one purpose for constructing buildings, while the other is triggering victory points. Some buildings just score a set number of victory points, while others will trigger off other features in the game. For example, this building is worth 2 points for every blue building that you've built, and this building is worth 1 point for every general token you've collected. After 4 rounds of play, players add up all of the points they've collected on cards and tokens, and the player with the most points wins. The game comes with a solo mode, with the draft rules modified for 1 player, and with the player attempting to score as high a score as possible. The game also comes with a competitive 5-game campaign called War and Peace. Through a sequence of games, some new common goal cards are introduced, and players will gain or lose some personal bonus cards based on their earlier results, which will give them flexibility in later games. Ultimately, whoever wins the final game wins the campaign.
And that's the overview of It's a Wonderful World. We hope that you enjoy the video and we hope that it helps you.
At the time of filming, It's a Wonderful World is about to be launched on Kickstarter, so do check that out if you're interested.
If you enjoyed this video, please let us know by hitting the like button. Write your questions or feedback in the comment sections below. You can also join our Facebook group, Meeple University Community, to share your love of board games.
And finally, if you'd like to be among the first notified of what's new from Meeple University, please consider subscribing to our channel. You can click on the Meeple up in the corner to do so, and do hit the bell to be notified of our new videos.
Until next time!